welcome to Converging Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at 3 Earthspark figures. I'm trying to burn down my backlog a little bit. So in the center, we have Transformers Earthspark. This is Terran Twitch, who is a Deluxe class figure, and then she is flanked on either side by Transformers Earthspark Thrash and Transformers Earthspark Jawbreaker, who are both Warrior class figures. While they're the same size, there are slightly different price points between these. But the figures and the characters I was most excited about in Earthspark, I've been enjoying the show. It has been the Terrans, so I'm hoping I can build out all 6. I think that would be a lot of fun to get the whole crew together. But yeah, starting out, obviously, Jawbreaker is part of the 2nd generation Terran, so we'll sit him back for a little bit. Let's take a look at Twitch. I'll say I really like Twitch in this alt mode. She comes as a Deluxe class figure. She comes with some Build-A-Figure bits for Mandroid. I don't care about this. This is the only time I'm going to mention it. That's going straight in my pile of bits. But yeah, Twitch turns into a pretty neat looking VTOL style drone. I dig the colors. I really like her design in Earthspark, the show, and I think this has done a pretty good job of mimicking it. She's got some landing gear. She's got some nicely detailed VTOL intakes here, which is neat. These little back pieces, they don't have the spokes in it, but she's like a quadcopter. Transparent yellow, I guess, almost orangey yellow plastic here. Looks neat. I think they did a pretty good job of hiding her robot head and parts. You can kind of make out the head, the arms are the obvious pieces, but overall, I think especially with her little gun attached, it looks pretty good from most angles. I would have maybe liked an additional piece to fill out and seal around the head up here, but that is a relatively minor complaint. Pretty good paintwork also. I dig there's like 3 colors of lights. There's like this bright yellow, this like orangey yellow, and then what's basically orange, which is kind of interesting. And then we've got a nice contrast between the orange and the metallic, like gunmetal dark gray paint. So yeah, overall, I think in this mode she looks pretty good. Again, the only articulation she's got, I guess her fans can move, so she can kind of, be zooming on, or if she wants to pump the brakes, she can kind of do that. So yeah, you do get some articulation here, and obviously these spin, and that's about it for this mode. Thrash being a Deluxe, I actually feel like Thrash fills out that price point pretty well. Sorry, not a Deluxe, a Warrior. We've got a little sidecar here, which is neat. The wheels all spin. That's basically it. The way the arms attach here, you're not really going to get a figure sitting on top. Like, you can put someone up here, but if I, for example, take Jazz, like he's Thrash is not like a Voyager size figure where a Deluxe can sit on him pretty comfortably. It kind of works, but I'd say not ideal. But just as a neat little old school style motorcycle, I think it works pretty well. Not as much paintwork as Twitch. Thrash has this it's not quite prototype gray plastic, but it's pearlescent, but it has that same hue. I wish this was some different color. Maybe if it was silver plastic or something else. I feel like it looks best up front around the front of the motorcycle, but down here in these greebly bits, you can see the swirls, and it just doesn't look great for me. I do wish that we had some additional paint. Paint over here would be nice. Anything that would have, added a little bit more detail and life. Because if I take the sidecar off, this is entirely unpainted. We've got black plastic and gray plastic, and that's it. Having a windshield painted in, or the seats painted in, or something. Here we have the windshield and we have the seats. But again, I could have done with maybe the dashboard painted or something. But I think that's a big difference, obviously, between the Deluxe price point and the Warrior price point. This was $20. I got this for $13. So, there's the difference in what you're paying. And then Jawbreaker's the same way. Again, just generally more paint. I love that we have, I think he's a Pachycephalosaurus, right? He's got that dome head. The gold and bluish silver paint looks really good on his head. Some nice paint in his belly, a little bit of gold here, but I think the toes would have been helpful to be painted. A little bit more on his back. This area especially looks very unpainted plastic. But overall, looks pretty good. Like I said, this guy can roll, and this guy can fly, and then this guy, he's got some knee bend. You can unplug his thigh. So you get some pretty good leg articulation, you know, spread him out, get him down, ready to charge, that sort of thing. And then you do have ball joints on the arms, so you do get some arm articulation. I would have liked a joint in the arms here. The big thing that is disappointing for this figure, for me, it's a Pachycephalosaurus. We really needed like proper neck articulation. If there was one ball joint in here, ideally if there was two would be perfect. But even if there was just one ball joint in this piece, if it was segmented, so we could lower his head, kind of get in that position to charge, that's a really cool play feature. It speaks to being like a Pachycephalosaurus, and it's disappointing he doesn't have that. He's got a little tail that doesn't really attach to anything. That I don't like either, but it's like a small complaint compared to what it feels to me like a pretty big miss in not having this like buckled down, ready to like punch someone kind of thing. But yeah, in alt mode, I think they all look pretty good. I think you can clearly see like the difference in price points between them. But again, we have some really cool new characters, and I'm glad they're getting some fun deluxe size toys. Transformation is going to take a bit because I got 3 of them to do, so let's get into it. Starting out with Twitch, we'll move these 2 to the back. Twitch, we're going to unplug the blaster section, which it just has a single post that comes into a notch here. Unplugging that is simple enough. Then we can come in and we can separate out Twitch's wings from down here. They kind of lock into place there. And then the arms, they lock into place against the legs. And now that you got the legs totally unhindered, you can fold these down, or no longer unhindered. Yeah, wait, I said it right. Fold the legs down around the knee, fold these up, bring down these feet like so, coming in, moving these shoulders out like so. The landing gear can fold up. We can see how the chest is going to come down. Before we do that, we want to get out, oh no, maybe that piece, I think that piece is supposed to be down in vehicle mode, and I just forgot to do it. Fold that up, fold that down, fold the wings down and around, and then we can bring out, like, I guess, like the secondary wings, or you know, however you want to call it. But here we've got Twitch, and we can give her blaster onto her, and there is Twitch in robot mode. And again, a lot of character. We'll talk about the robot mode once we get through the transformation for the others. Next is Thrash. Separate out the sidecar. We're going to fold this piece down. We're going to fold this piece in and fold this piece down. And there you can see it's kind of a shield blaster, double barrel blaster thing. Coming in on Thrash here, unplug the arms, get those out of the way. The legs are plugged up into the seat. We can fold the seat up to free them. And then you can see there's a little tab and slot here. Unplug that, and that forms a foot. And that forms a foot, bringing down the hips like so, folding around our torso. And then this whole torso is going to rise up, and then we can fold these shoulders out. And the front part of the motorcycle has 2 sections. As we push this down to form his torso, which will click in nicely, this piece behind his neck will flip down this way, and it's going to click into the seat pretty nicely. There we go. And it's so for a warrior class figure, I feel like it's a super clean transformation, which I appreciate. And then give Thrash his gun. And that is Thrash all done. Put him right here. And then last but not least is Jawbreaker. And Jawbreaker is a very simple transformation. We're going to unfold Jawbreaker's back, giving us some boots, folding in the bottoms of his feet. This tail piece is going to fold in like so, getting that out of the way. Then we can come in and we can fold down the dinosaur head to bring these arms up and out of the way. and then fold his robot head around, and then we're just going to slide these shoulders up, and they actually have a little peg that's going to fit into this socket in his dinosaur arm, which is kind of neat, like so. And then Jawbreaker, instead of having a weapon that attaches to him, he is permanently affixed with a weapon. We can come in here and bring out his little like arm blaster, which I think is pretty neat. You know, fold it in however you want, but to me it's the blaster piece. And yeah, there are the 3 Terrans in robot mode. And to me, let's bring him closer. This speaks to the strength of the line. This character design is awesome. I can't wait till I have all 6. But as is, again, Jawbreaker's going to hang out back. The show started out with these 2 characters. Now, normally, like, if we're talking about scale, it should look something more like this, with Twitch being pretty small and Thrash. Thrash, I get it, he's a motorcycle, but he kind of, I feel like, should have been a Voyager. Or if they do, like, an even smaller Twitch, I'd absolutely buy that. But them together looks really nice, just in terms of character, even if they're not scaling. I love starting out, Twitch's design just evokes that kind of flight, that speed. I like the antenna, I love the light piping. The colors here are the same that we've seen before. We've got maybe a little bit more of this like painted silver showing up, which I really, really like. Again, just nice contrast. We've got the dark gray, the orange, the silver, the yellow. Just a very strong character design. Twitch has a very lovely looking face, and just all around feels like I could see Twitch in the future Transformers line and other franchise, like other series and stuff, coming back as a recurring character. Thrash may not be quite as strong a design, but still feels very strong, very unique. I like his design. I like his front chest piece. I really like his goggles. Obviously, at the Warrior price point, he's not articulating there. But yeah, just looking great all around. And then Jawbreaker from the Generation 2 Terrans, I think, again, looks really strong and unique. Everyone looks very, like, they fit in aesthetically similarly, but they all feel very, very different, and I really, really like that. They all have pretty decent articulation, too. So starting out with Jawbreaker this time, we've got a ball joint here that you can get around, and you can go up that high with the arm. We do have bicep swivel, which I appreciate because this is a ball joint here. No wrist articulation, obviously Warrior price point. No waist, which is a bummer, but we do have some deep bending knees, which I appreciate. A little bit of thigh wiggle. Yeah, it's simple, it's basic, but it gets the job done. You know, he looks like he likes to wrestle and be dumb and smash stuff, and that's all he really needs to look like. Thrash here has a little more articulation, I feel. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it. Obviously, his head articulates. It spins. Thrash's head is on the same mushroom peg. 360 on the elbows, or the shoulders, and it can go out that far. Again, ball joint on the elbow. He does have waist articulation, which I really, really appreciate. A nice, deep, and flexible hip joint. I don't know if I showed that on Jawbreaker, but it is flexible. It basically keeps going until the arms like get in the way. There we go. Yeah, Thrash is nice there. No waist, no thigh articulation. Well, like a tiny bit of thigh, I guess, due to the ball joint. A nice deep knee bend, which I appreciate. And then again, nothing on the ankle. But the fact that he has a waist joint is a big plus. It's one of the reasons it feels like he's a little closer to the deluxe price point than Jawbreaker does. But again, for 13 bucks, I think these are great little figures. And then obviously we have, there we go, Twitch here. Twitch fills out the price point real nicely at a deluxe. Good ball joint articulation, nicely emotive head, 360 on the elbows, just got to get around the VTOLs. Bicep swivel, get that around, there we go. Bicep swivel right there. Elbow articulation, again no wrist, which is a shame. We do have waist articulation, nice deep Van Damme splits, nice deep knee bend, and in this case We do have thigh swivel, and we've got a little ankle articulation. So you can see kind of where the difference between Deluxe and Warrior comes in terms of both price and paint apps and articulation. Again, all three of them look great. I can't wait to get all 6 on the shelf. They are easy recommendations for me. I think Earthspark has been a really fun show. I might do a video about it at some point. I think the characters are really fun. It's a great kids cartoon, and I think that these new characters are awesome Transformers. Highly recommend any of them. I'm excited to get the next 3. Hopefully they all come out at the size, like a similar size class, so I can get a whole team set up. The classic Transformers characters like Shockwave and Soundwave and Optimus Prime and stuff, that's all fine too, but I don't care about that as much as I do these guys. These guys have knocked it out of the park. Easy recommendation, and I think that is it for today's video. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye!